I did start recording. I did not say to start recording, did I? I definitely didn't. Anyway, hi guys, BellaRose here. Welcome to my channel. Today on my channel, I want to talk about just a few things that have been like in the oven for like far too long. I want to talk about them today. So come with me. That's better. That's better. How's everyone doing? I'm at the office right now. I'm done with work. It's about 6:12. Well, not like done. Still have a few things to do, but I thought to really do this now that there's some quiet. So yes, I think this is like the first video I'm doing after I got married. I know you will still get to meet my husband and see him occasionally, but I thought to do this right now before I go into other content because I was interestingly going through like my Google Photos and I saw a number of videos that I recorded in the past and I did not post them. I obviously look a bit different in those videos. I need to post those videos because the content is what is so nice. But seriously, right? The content actually definitely is very insightful and obviously very useful. So I was going through some of my videos as well on YouTube and I saw a number of videos that I did where I promised that I'll talk about this, talk about that, and the comments were like, Bella, all these things that you're saying you talk about, you better talk about them. Now I'm going to, by the grace of God. So I had shared a while ago that there were a number of things that I personally did not think we needed to include in certain movies and like productions that we did. And that again is from my perspective as an actor and my perspective as a Christian, right? Because of course there's that unending debate about how oftentimes we find that Christian creators are trying to do stuff according to the world's standards, and like that should not be the order. The order should be that they try to copy us. When I say they, the world tries to copy us, but a lot of times it's that you are sort of tailoring your, whether it's your product or your content. Thank you. Your product, my in-law just helped me close the door. Your content, your product, etc., and even your approach as well to what the world has already sort of either not even stipulated, but like their own standards, basically. And it's interesting because even like in movies, it's a thing, right? Now, I don't know that I always saw it as that when it's like you're sort of standing from outside and looking within, right? So, I don't think I ever saw myself as like a Christian actor. My own is just I'm a Christian and I know how to act, so I'm a Christian and I love acting. And so a lot of my acting happened like in church, and I always wanted to sort of act outside of this stage. And because stage acting for me even started from, I think it was school first, when I was in primary school, and then church, right? So my thing was always I just love to act, and then I was a stage actor in church, and then I wanted to also be on screen. But then from time I've always said I'm never going to be the kind of actor who does scenes that I in fact as an individual would feel uncomfortable watching. So it's like romantic scenes, probably not. Or no, not even probably not, most definitely not, right? And I'm not intentionally being a lefty, I promise. You guys know that I move my hands a lot when I'm recording my videos. Where were we? Being comfortable. And so when I now got out of like when it's not like I got out of the church, church acting space. It was just I had now I was already building experience in like film, and it dawned on me in those moments. And when I would of course watch, because I watch a lot of self-development stuff on YouTube, when it comes to acting, I absolutely love acting, so I always watch some of these things. I watch other actors talk about acting, so like from BAFTA. I also check out a lot of directors and what they say about acting, and other videos. Some of my faves also, I look out for their interviews and I watch the things that they say, and I just let it sink in, and I try to also replicate it when I'm acting. And it dawned on me that if you're going to show someone that you love them, right, or just like show emotion, or yeah, that you don't necessarily have to do too much, right? I think a hug is okay. How you look at them as well can of course communicate that you are in love with them. Maybe how you deliver even your lines can also show how you love them. You don't have to get in the bed with them or even kiss them. Now, I say this because now of course I'm married, right? So I can show my husband PDA. But like even when you are in a relationship, right, there are ways that you show someone that you're in love with, that you love them in public without actually touching them. Sometimes it's even in your body language, like maybe you're standing and you're leaning in their direction, or there's a way you look at them, or like maybe there's even a way you smile when they're around you, or there's a way you even speak. Maybe you are softer when you speak when they're around you, and that may be your way of showing them that you care about them, and this is how sort of your body communicates that. And so I really don't think that you need to kiss them, you need to get into bed with them and off your clothes and all of those things. And this is a personal opinion, because I actually know Christian actors, people who are Christians, right, and are actors who do some of these things. So I'm not saying they are doing evil or anything like that. This is a personal opinion. This is a BellaRose opinion. I've heard of very famous actors and actresses the world over who have said, you know what, I'm a married woman or I'm a married man, and I'm not going to do scenes where I'm making my husband or my wife feel uncomfortable. And for some, it's not even necessarily about them feeling uncomfortable. It's just, this is a personal decision of mine, and I really think that these things definitely contribute. And I remember that when I did During Ever After, right, there were a lot of things I was like, nah, no, please, I'm not going to do that, or no, I don't think that. And it was not like they were grossly inappropriate, right? Again, it was a personal thing. It was like, for me, I don't want to do that. And I think that it's also important for individuals to be bold about the things that you want and the things that you don't want. Truth of the matter is, funny, I can be like, okay, I may not say so much, but then my mom always told me, look, if you're not comfortable with something, open your mouth and say it. And while definitely you don't want to be seen as a diva, you don't want to be seen as somebody who is difficult to work with, there were times I'll just be like, jeez. But then if you don't actually state what it is that you don't like, what you don't like will be offered to you a lot of times. If you don't actually state what it is that you don't like, what you don't like will be offered to you a lot of times. And if you just sort of manage it, if you just suck it up and do it, people are never going to know that you don't like it, and they will continue bringing it to you. If you don't insist that you don't like this thing, that may be what they bring to you often. And then you may get to a point where you may not be able to say no, or you may have to in fact kiss maybe a very great job or a great gig goodbye because of that. So I think it's pretty important to state what it is that you don't like. And I think that if more, again, this is a very personal opinion, I'm not saying, if you're a Christian and you're an actor, you need to tell directors that no. But I think that if more actors who are Christians say no to, and maybe not even say no to those roles, because the truth of the matter is, they're not necessarily asking you to play those roles solely because you can adapt to some of these plots, right? I think that may be one of the reasons, but I don't know that it's the sole reason. Like, this person is the only person that can expose body, so we must give the person this role. If the person doesn't have talent, they will most likely not give him or her. It's simple, because I actually have seen people in the industry who are open to a lot of ideas, right? I'm not judging them, but it's sort of what you observe when you're in the industry. They are open to a lot of suggestions. I want to do something unique. I want to do something very edgy, and that's up to them. But directors and writers don't necessarily see them as fantastic actors, right? And so it's like, while we understand that this person wants to do more here or there, they don't really have the range for the skill that we're looking for. So let's not bother, right? So if somebody who is super uber talented says, I don't want to do that, I think that they will actually listen and be like, okay, so how can we work around this? Right? That has happened to me before, and I've shared, I'll link that in this video. And it really hurt the director and the writer when I told them, oh no, I didn't want that. Again, I mean, it's not as if I was a big name in Nollywood at the time or anything like that. In fact, I think I had done like just one web series. If I were maybe a lot bigger, they probably would have been like, okay, please, we need you to do it, and we're okay with removing all of those things. I believe very strongly that when one gets to that level where you are big enough to call the bluff of maybe a director or a producer or whatever, there will be a lot of things that they'll be willing to waive aside for you, because they know that you are talented, you will deliver on the job. But say the other thing that's going to maybe paint the story in in an obscene light, or maybe even present you in the light that you don't want to be presented in as an actor. Like that person that this one they always expose body, no worry, if you want person, you can say no. And because it is your gift, they would want to figure out how to go about it. So I heard someone say one time that when they kill somebody in a film, why are you able to accept it? Because it is fiction. Like it is a lie. That person did not die true. You know what I mean? Like, why are you more willing to accept that as fiction than when maybe a man kisses a woman, or a man is made to be seen to, have sex with a woman in a film? Like, it's also fiction. So, like, why do you believe film trick for like action scenes and you don't for steamy scenes? For me, it was like, this is definitely the reason why. Because you're definitely using like special effects for all those things. The deed is not really being done. But see, when it comes to steamy scenes, you're not doing those steamy scenes with a doll or with a mannequin. With a human being who's got feelings, who's got like blood flowing through their veins, somebody who feels things, and because of those kinds of actions, right, people who are watching also sort of can connect, and they get stirred in whatever way. And it just made me come to the conclusion that, you know what? Acting is definitely acting, but there are still elements and parts of acting that, while it may not be 100% fact, as in, oh, this person is only acting like they're in love with someone, oftentimes the actions can communicate the actual thing, especially when it comes to like human interaction and not action film. Or like, I hope that I have been able to address this well. I hope I have been able to explain this to you the way that I was hoping I wanted to, because something has been on my mind for a very long time. I've had people come up to me and ask, "Oh, Bella, I want to be an actor, but I don't want to do steamy scenes. I don't want to expose my body. I don't want to, get between the sheets with anybody. How do I go about it?" And I feel like there are a number of things that we are confident about in our everyday lives. Like for some of us, we are very confident about the kinds of people that we support. We are very confident about the kind of music that we listen to. Some of us are very confident about like the shows that we watch, and it's the exact same thing. If you can be so confident about something that you believe strongly in, to the point where you are in fact willing to educate someone about it, I think that the same energy should be put in the things that you want and the things that you do not want in your profession, right? Just say you don't want and keep it moving. It's not the easiest, to be honest. Like, I know that it's not the easiest, but like I said earlier, the earlier you started insisting on these things, the better for everyone. And if more and more people actually insisted on that, imagine how many people are going to have less of a trouble deciding to be actual actors, but who are Christians and don't want to sort of compromise on the tenets of their faith, right? So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. We hit 5,000 subscribers. I am so excited. Thank you. Share this video as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. Do you ever feel like, oh my goodness, but this person, they attend my church now, why they ask this kind of thing? Or do you just ever feel like, this thing is not necessary? You guys, you have just spoiled this story now. Why did you put this scene? It has no bearing on the movie and just absolutely adds no essence to the plot. Let me know in the comments, and maybe what movies you have thought that about. Let me know down below. Alright guys, like, come here again next time. BellaRose Okoje Duriji signing out. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.